Okay, this is just a quick tutorial on how to solve quadratic simultaneous equations. A quadratic simultaneous equation is where one or more of the equations has an x squared term. In this occasion we have y equals x squared plus 13x plus 17. That's our quadratic equation. We also have in this example a linear equation, y equals 5x plus 5. So what we mean by solving a quadratic equation, if you imagine it graphically, we have a quadratic, we also have a linear equation, and what we're looking for is the places where these meet. So highlighting them there and there. Now it's of course possible that the line will not intersect or cross your quadratic where there will be no solutions. There's also the possibility it might just cross in one position. But more often than not, especially in an exam, the likeliness is they'll be nice to you and they'll be making sure that the linear equation crosses at 2 points as shown on the diagram. Okay, so how do we solve this quadratic simultaneous equation? Well, first of all, you can see that both equations are equal to y. Therefore, they are both equal to the same y coordinate when they meet. Therefore, we can make these two equal to one another. So, our first line can be x squared plus 13x plus 17 is equal to 5x plus 5. So all I've done is I've made them equal to one another because the two y values, they were both equal to y. Now, to be able to solve a quadratic equation, I need to make sure that I have all my terms on one side and make sure that it is all equal to 0. That's not the case at the moment because I've got a 5x and a 5 term. Let's deal with the 5x first. It's a positive 5x. I'm going to subtract therefore 5x from both sides. So 5x from that side and 5x from the right hand side as well. That then leaves me with x squared. Well, I have 13x minus 5x gives me 8x plus 17. I haven't got a 5x there anymore, I just have my plus 5. To remove my plus 5, I can just subtract 5 from the right. I must subtract 5 from the left. That then gives me x squared plus 8x. 17 take away 5 is 12. And I'm now left with nothing on the right hand side. So I'm now in a position to be able to solve a quadratic equation. Looking at this, it looks nice and easy, it looks fairly simple. We should be able to use factorising. You could use any of the methods to solve this. If you wanted to use a quadratic formula, you could. But with such a simple case as this, I'm going to look at factorising. Now, the method I tend to use for factorising then is that I look for two factors of 12 that add or have a difference of 8, the b value there. So we look then at the factors of 12. We could have 1 and 12. We can have 2 and 6, we can have 3 and 4. The only ones then that create this 8 would be 2 and 6. 2 times 6 is 12, but 2 plus 6 gives me 8. So the solution then, or the factorisation of my quadratic is x plus 2 and x plus 6. Hopefully this is already a skill that you have before trying to attempt this. Now the solutions then are that x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to minus 6, because those x values will make the brackets 0, making the whole term equal to 0. So we know then that these two equations will cross when x is minus 2 and x is minus 6. But what about their y values? Now, we can substitute these x values either into the top equation, which I'll call equation 1, or into the bottom equation, equation 2. Now, it actually doesn't matter where you put it, but equation 2 is a lot simpler, I'm sure you'll agree. So, my first job then is I'm going to take x is equal to minus 2 first, and I'm going to substitute that into this second equation. So, y is equal to 5 lots of minus 2, and I'm going to times that, I'm going to add to that 5. Well, 5 times minus 2 is minus 10. Add 5 is minus 5. So y is minus 5 when x is minus 2. So the coordinate of where it meets is -2, -5. Now, what about when x is -6? Well, this time we have y is equal to 5 times -6, that gives me -30, add 5, that gives me -25. So this time my coordinate is -6, -25. What this means then in real terms is that the place where the quadratic meets the linear equation, these 2 points which we started with at the beginning, we now know the positions of these. This one here is -6, -25, and this one here is -2, -5. And that's how you solve quadratic simultaneous equations.